Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mike here at Game From Scratch. And today we're going to be talking about Adobe Substance 3D, specifically how you can use it in Unity completely free. You do not need to own Substance or anything at all. But if you're not aware of this, Adobe Substance is probably the most important texturing package out there. It basically consists of two programs. One is Painter for painting on 3D objects, and the other one is Designer for creating procedural materials. It's Designer we're mostly talking about today. Because it can be used to create, again, you use these graph nodes to create just about anything you can actually possibly imagine. And now you can take the results of that, this ssbar file, and actually bring it into Unity. So this is what we're going to look at today. Again, you do not need to own Substance at all. In fact, I'm going to show you where you can get a variety of these files from to test with yourself. If you've got someone on your team that can create textures or materials for you, or you have access to a texture library that has it in ssbar format, you can use it as you wish. So again, what you want to do is go ahead, get the plugin. The plugin is available on the asset store, available right here. Just add it to your assets, and then it is yours. Once you've done that, let's head on over to the world of Unity. So here we are. I got two spheres set up. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to bring that guy in. So go to your Windows, go to Package Manager, go to My Assets, and then search for Sub. You will find Substance 3D for Unity. Do this will be download if you haven't already done so, and then do an import. And then when it selects this, go ahead and pick all of the assets and bring them in. A little button down here. Since I've already got it, you're not going to see that in action. But once that is ready, you are good to go. And it is staggeringly simple to use Substance materials inside the Unity engine with this new updated release. How do we do so? Well, first you'll need to go ahead and find some Substance files. Again, I will show you where you can get some of these in just a second. I have two downloaded. So we have a corrugated metal wall and interlocking tiling. So we'll go ahead with the corrugated wall. So again, you see this ssbar file. What you do is just drop that into your scene like so. Once that is done, you just select it. There you see it went ahead and created a version. Even cooler, it brings in and creates all of the various different maps you need. So example, I'm looking at scavenge something or other. I go here, and you can see all of the various different texture maps are there as well as this graph, which, by the way, if you want to tweak things and create different instances of it, you can do so. So we'll get back to the graph in just a second. But first, how do you use these objects? Well, this is really hard. Ready? Take it and drop it on your object. That's it. That is all you need to do to use Substance objects, and they are a full PBR workflow of plus. Because what you're going to notice is we can actually take this this graph. We got graph 0 created here. By the way, you can create copies of it. You can delete copies and so on. Also, by the way, it auto-detects which pipeline you are using. So in this case, I'm using the HDRP, and it works with the HDRP and creates the appropriate scene graphs, etc. Whereas if I was using the ERP, it would automatically work there as well. Now, the cool thing about Substance Designer, as I mentioned earlier on, it is a procedural-based material generator. And all of those various different values are here. So what you see is we can do a ton of things. We can change out the hue and have a massive effect on the resulting of all of the various different things. We can change out the roughness, the shift of the roughness, and then we've got fine-tune controls over a ton of different things here. So for example, designer controls, I can pick the various different things I wish to work with, or I come down here, let's just play with some of the metalness values. I can actually change the metalness, so we can change the tone of our color of our metal right there. We can change, so this is made up of sheets. We can actually go ahead and rotate them. So each one of these is going to have slightly different controls based off of how it was designed by your texture designer or whatever library you happen to download this from. So you've got a ton of fine-tuned controls. So for example, here, I can go ahead and we can add some rust. We can change the rust amount, a lot of rust, or basically pristine and new. So you got a ton of control over things like that. You can change the roughness. We've got the ability to control grunge, which is different than rust, by the way. So there you can see no grunge, lots of grunge. Edge wearing, we can change that as well. So keep in mind, that is for all of this particular material. I'm going to show you another material now, and you're going to see how things can work. Also, basically, it is generating a number of different texture maps. Now, the coolest thing is you can actually change all of these values, if you wish, at runtime. So you can set this up to work at runtime. So if you had a game where you were rusting things in real time, you could actually create the rust network over in Substance Designer and actually tweak it in your game at runtime. So there's a lot of capabilities that this opens up for you. So that is the one object, and that is the controls that were available for it. Now let's go ahead and see about that other one. So we'll go back here, we'll grab the interlocking floor. Again, just drop it in. It automatically does its thing, creates the stuff for you. So right here, once again, creates this subfolder of everything available right there as well. And then to go ahead and use this guy, drag and drop. That's it. And then once again, you can grab this guy. You can make multiple different graphs if you so wish. And then we've got control over it. So you can see here, we've got things like liquid stains and moss abilities so far on this one. Whereas if we go back to this guy, no moss, no liquid. So you can have different setups based off of different materials. So if we want to add some moss onto this guy right here, we could add a lot of moss. Like so. See moss creeping in around the edges. Change the color of said moss. Like so. Okay, that didn't do a whole lot, so maybe I need to bump up the intensity. We got control over things like streaks, so we can create large streaks, like so. We got control, again, the amount of rust that we wish to have. So rust cavity amount right here. This one up over here. So now we have a very rusted floor. So you see, you've got different setups based off of how the individual materials were made. By the way, you can actually use a complete random seed and get just something totally different as a result. Same here. Go back to this guy. We can do completely random different materials here. And then again, if you like something, basically just take a copy of the graph and you can call it, you know, my other version. So here you can see we just created another one. So then we could have it. So we'll go do a randomize on that one. Come on, randomize. So there's the one. Oh, I guess I need to apply the... Do I apply it this way? I'm not actually sure how you go ahead and apply the graph or change the graph out. But if you want different instances or different versions, that's what the multiple graphs enable you to do. So this is using Susbtance materials directly inside the Unity game engine. And again, it goes one step beyond in the fact that this is all available at runtime as well. So if you wanted to like add moss to a surface, you could define it in the material and then tweak it at runtime. Some pretty cool stuff there as well. And again, you do not need to own Susbtance to make this work. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I would showcase a couple of locations where you can actually get some of these files from for free. Well, let's go take a look at those now. The first one, obviously, is from Adobe themselves. So they have their community assets. There is a ton of stuff here. You do have to sign up and sign in, but everything available here is free. So you got a ton of materials here to work from. I think only the smart materials will be compatible. I'm not 100% on that, but you're still looking at 191 at this point in time. So this is one place that you can definitely get some stuff. Again, I will have this linked in the linked article down below. Another one from Adobe is they have their Susbtance 3D asset site. This is sort of their competitor to Quixel Megascans. The thing is, they have a free section. Come on over here. There are 145 items in the free section. Now, they're not all smart materials. You're going to see we've got some 3D models in here as well. But if you want, number of materials are in here, like so. You can download them as SBSAR files here and use them like what we just saw. So there's a ton of assets available here as well. And then finally, another good source out there is GameTextures.com. You go there, click on the freebies section, and that is where you got all of the demos we saw today. For example, this guy right here was one of the ones we saw in action. A variety of different options here. So if you're interested, they have a decent number of free assets. Now, there are a ton of people out there that have commercial libraries of stuff out there, but I'm just kind of showing you what the free stuff is. Also, again, if you have an artist in your workflow who has Susbtance Designer is making the materials for you, you as the end user don't need to have those things. Literally, all you need to get going, let's grab this guy right here. So I've come in here, I've specified that my engine is Susbtance, and then I want to go ahead and download this guy. All right, so successful purchase, download should start now. Download is complete. Let's head on over to my downloads folder. There it is, comes down as a zip file. Again, just extract it out like so. Grab that file. Let's go over to Unity. Let's flip back, and to use it, boom, drop it in the scene. And what you will notice is now we have a new material. You can see a preview of it right there. Again, all kinds of controls. So you see here, this time we have completely new settings and parameters again. So for example, this one has oxidation as a setting. So you can change the amount of oxidation, which is kind of ironic because isn't oxidation another way of saying rust? But anyways, you see it there. And again, if you're working with a more traditional workflow, once again, you're going to find all of these things: floral, come in here, you're going to see all of the various different maps you need are there, as well as the graph. And again, you can create multiple different graphs. I don't know how to apply the different graphs to different objects, but you obviously can do that as well. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the new Susbtance integration into the Unity game engine. It is completely and utterly free. As I showed it earlier on, it is available on the Unity asset store. I will have this link down below as well if you want to grab it. So basically all you have to do, log into your account, add it to your assets, and then once again, you find it in the My Assets inside of Unity, and then it's literally drag and drop from that point on. They did a really good job with this, and again, it's got some abilities I haven't showcased, like the ability to actually make changes at runtime, which really opens up a world of opportunities. So they did a really good job with this. Susbtance 3D for Unity is quite cool. Let me know what you think. I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.